Howdy, cadre. Is this gonna work? I hit the button way early. Mojang. Are we going? Wait, no, I can't. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're recording. I don't usually push the button that soon, so. Yeah, tell me if you've heard this one before. I should be sleeping or doing other more important things. Yeah, sound familiar? Sure. Red. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm making a big purchase soon, it looks like. Mobile home. I don't know. It's like whatever. And stuff. Fool. Yeah, a year or two ago I might not have contemplated it. And certainly I know there are issues with mobile homes, both technically in terms of their construction and stuff, which I don't feel like getting into. But also, I don't want all this stuff on me. The practices of mobile home parks in general are questionable. I want to stash this stuff somewhere. I don't think I'm gonna use this last column, so that works fine. But I don't want to get into that either, really. Because of this bad experience with my landlord, and living in a place where, like, there's holes and cracks in this apartment where things can get in. And I just discovered a dead bat in the filter on my furnace. So, like, how long have I been breathing? Anyways, yeah, I think I'm resolving my dispute with my landlord. He's trying to get out it. Alright, let's go into Fool. Let's go in, Fool. Pity the Fool. Anyway. Oh, rain. Interesting. Sea pickles. Whoa. I'm armored up and everything. Yeah, so I'm trying to get more control over my living space. What? These are... Are these anchors? Spawn anchors? Respawn. Yeah, respawn anchors. Wow. Again, these are in a more recent update, so I'm kind of surprised. Oh, I don't have torches with me, do I? See, Pickles. Can I use these? Oh, coal. Excellent. Well, there's coal down there. I knew there was coal around, but I can make torches. That's good news. Go fool. Yeah, buying a mobile home. It's a major investment. For sure. And to try and cover it quickly, the biggest flaw with buying a mobile home is that you have ownership of the box, and I'm just gonna say box. It's obviously a complicated structure that's built somewhat like a vehicle and somewhat like a house. And one of the negatives is it's not protected under like the building codes. They can be made more cheaply, and yeah, the regulations aren't as stringent. The size is more restricted. They're built by engineers rather than architects. And yeah, I could get way off on a tangent about the history of architecture. But to kind of quickly explain what I mean, buildings were made long before architects existed. And in the early days of buildings, obviously it was more craftsmen that made them. And there was a lot more trial and error, and certainly there were failures early on, and buildings that did not stand the test of time. And carpenters and stonemasons and stuff like that existed before architects, but things started to get more difficult and more important as they built bigger. And especially once... seems like a very peaceful world. Once there were building collapses that caused major loss of life, it became more important to take more care with design. And planning of structures. And the history of architecture is more than just building design. It's also furniture design. And probably more critically, ship design. And even with boats, you know, there were boats before there were designers of boats. And there was trial and error, and you know, if your canoe fails, then you swim to shore, usually. But in a similar way, as boats got bigger, they became more difficult to make and more demanding as the forces increased, and there's quite a bit of overlap between ship design and building design in that you're trying to keep out the elements and resist natural forces and you know, gravity, water infiltration. In fact, you can kind of think of a ship as almost an upside down building, because while a building will rest on the ground and you'll need a roof to keep the water out, a ship, you'll need a hull to keep the water out. And you can rest on the deck. The deck is open to the sky. Anyways, what am I looking for? I don't know. We're just exploring, I guess. That's what it's exciting about. The infinities. And this seems like a pretty good world to just chat a little bit while we look around. It looks like it's eternally day, perhaps. There's lots of wood and spawn anchors. That is quite the feature. And we've got coal and bone. There's probably better sources for coal. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe this is the best. I mean, this is very peaceful. So maybe we want to mark this in a variety of ways. There also, I haven't seen this much coral elsewhere, I don't think. Is there something swimming around here, or is that just my own noises freaking me out? This is weird when the water's higher than the ground, because it's slabs. Full blocks next to slabs. Anyways, so yeah, architecture, the laws around mobile homes are based on the idea that they're temporary housing. And they're in part more flexible because, or less stringent, because there are size limitations. And there's, you know, intended as single family housing. I mean, you can have a small office. This is kind of pretty in a mobile home, but you don't end up with skyscrapers where you might be putting hundreds of people's lives at risk, or thousands, if there was a failure. But anyway, so yeah, my point is that, like, there are some increased dangers living in a mobile home. You often have two exits that are kind of near the two ends, but it might be easier to get trapped in a room if there was a fire or something. And it's not a great investment, and part of the problem is you're committing to a monthly fee because of the lot, the way you rent lots, unless you own property. But if you owned property, you'd have to get the utility hookups installed. I don't know, I didn't think about that. That might actually be an option in the future. I wonder what the cost would be to get utilities hooked up. And they often sit on concrete footings, which I think could just be you could probably dig holes and pour concrete in the ground and let it cure. But anyways, yeah. Part of the problem with owning property is that you pay property taxes. You'd have to get utilities run. So what I'm accomplishing with this plan, certainly, is getting better control. Like, I won't have housemates. So I won't have to be as quiet generally. I won't be taking other people's trash out. I guess I could just put a sea pickle up there. Or do I want to track? I think if I put a bone block, I'll remember. It's hard to tell what thing that is. I'll put coal up there. I keep changing my mind. Oops. Alright. So, yeah. one of the issues I'm trying to escape is a bad landlord, negligent landlord that I've been talking about in the Greenfield series for the most part, I believe. Can I use the respawn anchor? Doesn't that use lapis? How does that work? How do these work? What does this do? No, certainly not lapis. Might be Eye of Ender. Duh, 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 duh. I'll have to do some research. Mobile homes, though. So, okay, my goals and my thought process, why I'm getting a mobile home, is I'm going to own the walls. And those walls won't be shared with other apartments, so I won't have to deal with noise or smells or whatever from other people. And that's become more important because of this pandemic, is just I've been looking for cheap options, and there's nothing in Ann Arbor that's cheap. If I look for something that's similar to what I've been paying, I guess I'll put these in here. I don't know. What I end up finding is like a single room for rent, and then you're sharing. I got 64, all the planks. You end up sharing kitchens and bathrooms with other people. They're, converted houses where you're sharing public space. And I just want more control. I guess in a way, more solitude. It feels kind of lonely to say it that way, but it is kind of what I'm going for. More isolation, more control. Let's just spend a little bit more time in here. Is there something I want to collect? I could get more coral, but I don't think it really matters. More seaweed. Whoa, lag. So, it's not just control and price, of course. I'm gonna have a whole lot more space. I've been crammed in a studio apartment, and that has meant I don't like... I'm very selective with my guests. Let's put it that way. And it's hard to host guests for certain activities. Like, I don't have a good gaming table like I'd like. At best, I can have one guest to play games with. And what I had been doing for that was offer them my chair, and I would actually sit on the arm of my couch. Which is only comfortable for... Well, I guess I was fine for hours on end, but it would start to get uncomfortable after a few hours. Whoa, that's different. Concrete, maybe? Torches? Yeah, I should explore more, because there are different biomes in these places. Oh my gosh. All sorts of differences. Wither? Okay, cyan concrete. Wither somewhere. We got starter chests. Is this red concrete? Yep. Oh, there's a tower. Oh, it's inhabited. Yep. Out. Yep. I see ya. I see ya. I feel ya. I'm feeling ya. I feel that pain. I get your point. I got your point. Ouch. Ouch. So yeah, it takes quite a bit of investment in the mobile home, and I found a pretty good place that offers options. You can rent. That would cost me quite a bit more a month. You can rent to own, which is actually cheaper because you commit to trying to rent until you own the place. So if you leave before you've paid it off, you lose some of that value. Are you following me, or what? What's the deal, buddy? Okay. Yeah, renting to own. I'm sure if you cut out of the deal, you would lose a lot of the invested value. I don't know. I didn't ask about that because I just not kind of decided to make a commitment to it. Have I already confused myself? Did I go too far? Don't think I went too far. Anyways, you can flat out rent, but you pay more per month because they're allowing you to put wear and tear on their mobile home. So yeah, that kind of seemed odd to me at first that rent to own was actually cheaper. But the whole point is if you're renting to own, you're committing to the purchase. And so you're taking on the depreciation from them. But I decided to just take the money I have saved up, assuming this deal with my landlord goes through. I've been withholding rent because he wasn't making repairs, and now he wants to sell the place. So if we can work out the agreement, that's terracotta, that's wool, that's other stuff. This is the concrete. No, that's terracotta. That's the this shouldn't be there. Okay, concrete. Okay. Yeah, and part of what's tricky is I'm trying to arrange both of these deals at the same time, basically, because I need the agreement with my landlord to have confidence that I can spend this money on a mobile home, but I can't really afford to spend the money on the mobile home unless I know it's mine. And the agreement with my landlord is that I'll be moving out within about a week. So I kind of have to have them both happen. For this to work. What? Okay. We did Fool. We're going to do Magician. It looks like it's spelled weird. We're going to do Magician next time. I need a sign. So yeah, I need both of these deals to go through at pretty much the same time to have confidence it all makes sense. But I'm gonna have a lot more space. It's gonna be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath mobile home, master bedroom and bathroom in the back, and then I'll have a guest room up front, and in the middle will be there's a big living room and kitchen area separate. The kitchen has wood floors and the living room has carpet, and it's a pretty nice unit. They put new carpet in and it's in pretty good shape, and I'm spending a lot on it, but the advantage is it's an area that's pretty nice but has lower property values, so the lot fees are pretty low. They'll be lower than the rent I've been paying here. So the longer I live there, the more I will save on this whole deal. And the hope is that I can, if I move out, I can hopefully sell the unit and recover a lot of the investment. And I think this pandemic Hey, welcome to the world. May cause another housing market crash like we had 12 years ago. I think it's... Oh, that's a lot of eggs. I think it's going to cause a lot of... Hey, welcome to the world. Oh, sorry. I mean, we've already seen a labor market crash. Hey, welcome. Hey, howdy. Greetings. And a lot of small... Hey, welcome. A lot of small business. Oh, welcome to the world. A lot of small business. Hey, welcome. This is a dramatic cultural shift we're undergoing because of the Rona. Hey, welcome. Hey, welcome. Hey, welcome. And I think for the next 4 years we're going to be reckoning with the ripples, the indirect. Hey, welcome to the world. Howdy, welcome. Hey, this is Spyro. Welcome to existence, chicken. Hey, welcome to the world. Anyway, so I hope this is a good idea because I can't really afford to invest in property, and I think investing in property would be bad because if the housing market does, or property values crash, either one of those, and they're quite similar. I mean, of course, yeah, I guess they're separate, but unless you're planning on building, there's a lot of overlap because if you're looking to buy a house, you're looking to buy a property with a house on it. If you're looking to buy property, you need to have a whole lot more money if you're going to build on it. I certainly don't have that, and buying a house right now might be a really bad idea because if the values drop because of this crisis, you could be basically... I mean, I have friends that this happened to 12 years ago. They bought a house and then the values dropped, and so they were stuck there. If they sold it, they'd be losing... I don't know, we didn't get into numbers, but you might be losing 2/3 of what you invested. And so it's kind of like just throwing that money away, especially when people tell you, property's a good investment, and then all of a sudden what you just spent on it disappears. So they had to choose between just staying there and living there and waiting and hoping that the prices would come back up, the land value would return, and that has, home and property values have been increasing over the last 12 years, and I think they've gone past where they were at, but now this is going to drop it out again, and arguably we were in a bubble, and that's gone. And arguably we're in a secondary bubble now. I'm going to restart and keep going. Insert catchphrase here.